Yo, what is going on, guys? So we're back today with another 6.2 champion boss fight solo one-shot attempt, and today we're bringing in Mr. Fantastic. This was the special video I've been secretly hyping up behind the scenes, in the videos, like, oh, something's coming, but I try not to say what it was. This is it, man. So this is going to be one heck of a dope video because, I tried this fight with my 6-star unawakened rank 1 Mr. Fantastic, and I saw potential, but it was very difficult because he was 6-star rank 1 unawakened. But now he's awakened and rank 2, so we're going to give this another try. So we're going to put on 2 debuffs, but it doesn't matter. We're going to lose them at the start of the fight. It's very hard to maintain them here. But the main thing to how this fight works is Dr. Doom. He is Mr. Fantastic's synergy partner, and he basically gives Mr. Fantastic Mystic Dispersion. So essentially, when we nullify buffs through the L1, we get power back at 5% per buff. So it's just like Mystic Dispersion, but for Mr. Fantastic, which is really, really cool. Yeah, I think the only other champion that I've taken the champion down with is Stealth Spidey. Aside, that's like not a Mystic champ, so it's pretty cool. Well, I guess in Thing, but I don't think I've gotten a full solo with Thing, just like the last 10%. I used him for no retreat. So you see, the strategy here is just spam that L1. We don't have suicides on because you really don't want suicides for this because you're just spamming so many L1s. And we get power back, and the more buffs that he has, the more, like, we nullify all of them when they trigger. So the more the better. But as the fight persists, he starts to lose his persistent charges. So we start to get not as much power back. Because right now you can see we're just L1, beta special, L1, keep going, and it was good. But we're not going to be able to do that anymore. So you see, I'm just managing the little timer when it triggers, and now I'm actually going to try to bait out only L2s so that I can get the Careful Study passive for the L2s. I have it for the L1. Now I have 2 for the L2. I just need 1 more, and then that's 3, and it converts to the passive effect. So right there you see he doesn't get the Unstoppable because he only has 1 persistent charge right now, so he only gets 1 Fury. So I'm going to take a couple of blocked hits here because I don't want him to throw a special. Here he does get the Primal Fury, so I'm just going to throw my L1. You can throw a special during the Champion's Unstoppable. It's kind of weird how it works, but the next one gets Fate Sealed. A little bit of lag there, I apologize for that. But we bait out the 3rd L2 in a row, and now we have the Careful Study passive on both of those. So what's really cool about this is at the end of the fight, normally I don't really have a problem dexing the Champion's specials at all, right? But with Mr. Fantastic, I can just block them because both specials have their attack rate reduced by 75%, and that counts as like block damage as well. And on top of that, every debuff on him currently, if you have a specific mastery, it lowers his attack, and every time I parry, I apply a weakness. You can also get the Resonate Mastery to apply an additional weakness, so you can lower his attack so much that you can literally just block the champion specials at the end and just dex the last hit or whatever. You can really do it however you want. But yeah, so far everything in this fight is going pretty well. It's at this point where it gets kind of slow because he's not gaining any buffs. And at this point I'm worried about the unblockable attacks. I think right now his light attack is unblockable, so as long as I catch him dashing at me, I can still parry. But once we get him to the next phase, his mediums will be unblockable, and I won't be able to reliably parry at all. So gotta really be careful once we get to that point. But yeah, this is kind of like the slow stage because there's not really a whole bunch of buffs proccing, so we just gotta take our time and keep pushing him to the next stage. We also start to degen a little bit here because we are nullifying his buffs with the Fate Seal that we're applying from the L1, so we're going to take a little bit of direct damage. That's kind of annoying, but it's okay. We have a decent health pool to work with on that front, so just going to keep throwing these combos. And you can see I don't have any of the debuffs I started with. Those are long gone, but you really don't need them. It might even be better to not use any of them because then your special attacks could be unblockable. That might be a better play. But yeah, we got him down to 30% right here. I'm just trying to get an opening, bait out a heavy attack, kind of by accident, kind of on purpose. I was just looking for any kind of an opening, and he threw heavy, so I was like, alright, I'll take that. And then just going to keep pushing up his power here, keep baiting out these L1s to get my openings, that, intercepting, baiting heavies, just anything really where I don't have to take a blocked hit or anything like that. because right now we have technically 7 debuffs on him towards Mr. Fantastic abilities, so we have a decent chance to evade, but it's not like crazy high. I wouldn't rely on this chance to evade, so I'm trying to play as safe as possible. And yeah, I'm just going to keep my distance here, keep dexing. He throws another heavy attack. He likes to throw those heavies sometimes. And at this point, he's back to 1 persistent charge. So we're getting, there was an unstoppable. So we got a little bit of a burst of power there, so that's good. Now we've almost got him down to that last 10%, and boom. So we get to this last 10%. And, you know, we get the dex right there. We had an auto evade in the middle of that. So I'm going to keep throwing my L1 and going to keep trying to bail out these L1s. And I think I was doing it just like my normal way here. That's how I do it right there, just like that. That's how I always get my decks off. But then I think towards the end, I was like, wait, I can just kind of block. Right there, I got another one. I'm not sure if I block or not here. Let's see if I do. Yeah, so here, look at that. 300, 300, 300, 0. Just the block damage is so minuscule that it doesn't really matter. I think I do it again here. So look, we just take some blocked hits and then boom. I just wanted to showcase like how useful that is for fighting the champion, and boom, that's all 5 dexes. Champion's down, soloed by Mr. Fantastic. That was one of my favorite solos that I've ever gotten. Yeah, it was really, really weird and cool to not use a Mystic Champ, but to still be nullifying and everything like that, and his synergy with Dr. Doom to kind of give him his own Mystic Dispersion. So, and just the safety net of the reduced block damage from the L1 at the end. Like you see, it was pretty easy. And what you can also do is bring in Mr. Fantastic first, bait out his L1 a couple of times, and you'll reduce the damage a lot on it, because the Careful Study passive can carry over to the next fight. So you can get that on him, just bait out 3 L1s, which isn't that difficult, and then you can just use a different champion, and once you get to that last 10%, you know, the block damage is really minuscule for that champion as well, because it carries over. So this is a strategy you can use with Mr. Fantastic for other champions. It could really be useful for the No Retreat, just taking block damage on the L1, have it greatly reduced, could be really useful for No Retreat. So yeah, just a cool tip there. So that's a champion solo. We did it. If that's the only reason you clicked on this video, well, then there you go. If you'd like to stick around to see some more gameplay, well, stick around. We got a couple more fights here. This is in Act 6, Chapter 1. It's the Life Cycle node. So we got the Dormammu and then the Supreme Boss. So I wanted to see how good Mr. Fantastic could be against the Life Cycle, because I was thinking he could be pretty good, because he's similar to Void with his debuffs. So we're going to get some Petrifies up here. So we have 1 Petrify up right now, and he has less power essentially. So that's really good, because with Dormammu, you don't want him to get power, because then it's more specials, or more chance to get dexterity on yourself, and the more dex you get on yourself, the more you get degenning. So I'm going to try not to proc any buffs here, and everything's going pretty good in this fight so far. Without Limber, Mr. Fantastic he's pretty good, man, if you can just freely parry and get off your heavy attacks, you know. So right here we drop the L2, but the problem is with the Fantastic Four team synergy, we actually get a Fury buff, and this is going to give a degen on me, so that kind of sucks. Gonna curb stomp him against the wall a little bit here, and yeah, this fight is going really good. The degen isn't ticking that hard, I think, because we have so many debuffs on him and the weakness on him, but still did some damage, just kind of annoying. And so we drop another L2, get more of the Petrify debuffs. So pretty much with the Life Cycle node, once we kill him, and if he were to regenerate 10% health, we won't have to worry. And right here, knock him down, he doesn't regen, and then he just dies from the damage over time from our debuffs with the full Fantastic Four team synergy. So yeah, Mr. Fantastic, great option for Life Cycle. I love it, man. Just the Fantastic Four team synergy is pretty solid. And then like as a 5th option, like Nick Fury or Dr. Doom could both be a pretty good 5th option. Dr. Doom, just because like he's a beast. He got that mystic coverage, and he has a good synergy with Mr. Fantastic, as you saw on the champion fight. And then Nick Fury, because he gives everyone on the team a big attack increase, because they're all heroes. And Nick Fury is an absolute monster in and of himself. So yeah, I think those are some pretty solid 5-man teams. And then, so next up here, we have the Supreme Boss. So I wanted to see how good could be against the boss. And we have all of our debuffs now, so we start with all 3 of them, so just more damage and everything like that. But also, We're going to be able to reverse any of the power gain that he gets with enough petrifies, and also we'll be able to reverse there's pilfer regen on this node, which is pretty annoying, so we can reverse that as well with enough petrifies. So right now we got 2 petrifies up, doing some good work. We're taking for like 700 passively, which is pretty nice. Like regular damage over time effects don't do anything on the life cycle node, I'm pretty sure. So that shock debuff that we apply, it's just another debuff. It doesn't actually do anything damage-wise, but we get a little bit of a damage increase with full Fantastic Four team synergy, so that's nice. But yeah, drop another L2 here. We got a little bit of a whiff there, but it's okay. I'm sure I would have evaded. We have a lot of debuffs active right now. And then we're getting him close. We're at the 10% range now. Go for heavy, boom, 10k, another heavy in the corner, and he's just dead. So yeah, man, Mr. Fantastic, great option for life cycle, and that's all the fights I got for you guys today. I'm really digging Mr. Fantastic. This is the last video I have for him for a while. Been scratching my brain to think of any other kind of fights to use him for. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. But I think this is just like the ultimate video for Mr. Fantastic. Taking down the 6.2 champion, it's pretty sick. I have a kind of another idea. Maybe against the Grandmaster, he could be alright. You get the Careful Study passive on the L2, and then the block damage could be greatly reduced. That could be useful, potentially. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys thought of the video. Drop a thumbs up for that champion solo. Subscribe if you'd like to see more content. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.